Okay, so we look at on how to leverage influencers and advocates. Like I said, you as a if you're working with a big company and they want to release a product, it's not just about um you having content alone, building content. You must actually reach out to influencers. That's why I see all these artists when they want to release a new song, they they go to all these people that have so many followers and they tell them to do a short tweet because these people have so many followers, they get so in as much as you have a good content, you must also leverage influencers and advocates. Sometimes your work is also include these two things I mentioned. When you're starting out, it's good to before you build your community or your ecosystem, it's good to leverage influencers and advocates. So how do you do that? So I wrote down that I said you need to identify influential developers. So there are certain developers that people that people respect on social media. Oh, when this person talks, everybody wants to. Oh, if this guy that has 20 years of experience, 10 years of experience, if he's recommending a product or a content for you as a junior developer, then you are sure that, of course, this guy, he will not mislead you. Do you get? So these are people that you reach out to and you tell them about your product and you want them to help you um help you to publicize to reach more people. So you need to identify developers that are influential because your product is for developers. It's only a developer that can recommend your product to a fellow developer. You cannot go and meet someone that is an influential, what they call it, for song, and is coming to tell me that mapping is the best social JavaScript tool. Just using that as an instance. So it's only she is. I will not even look at it. Say, what is one saying? Do you code? Why would you know what I will enjoy or not? So it's a developer, a fellow developer that you reach out to, and they have more influence, more impact on the other developers. So yeah, you collaborate with the influencer, then this point is also very important. I wrote down. I say you foster community ambassador. This thing is so important. Yeah, when you're starting out, you might not start with this, all this point I'm listing out, but then as you go bigger and bigger, which you will, is very important. I remember I've been an ambassador before for Matla. So you can reach out to all these now with the whole publicity of tech. You see university students, many people in school, they are already coding right from 100 level. They are studying mass comm, but he's already learning how to code. So you can get all these ambassadors and like, okay, this is what you need to do. You're an ambassador for us in your school. So and they'll feel proud of it. Oh, guy, I don't get I don't get job, stuff like that. So you really want to tell before you know it, they're already creating events in their schools on your product. Because they are not ambassadors for you. And they feel so proud of it, they feel so empowered, they feel so they're doing so much, they feel so belong belonging to a certain organization. So you need to foster community ambassador, people that they'll standing out to people that can reach out to people physically. People reach out to more people, more upcoming developers about your products, or even senior developers. You understand? Then another point here under leveraging influencer and advocates is you need to cultivate relationships. So, like I said, someone who is terrible with communicating or who likes to be alone or who is shy or who is a core introvert might really need to work on themselves before they can really excel in this field. So you need to cultivate relationships because you're getting feedback, you're always reaching out to someone, always pitching your product out and physically, always telling people about how to use your product or your tool, or whatever it is you are trying to relate to people. So let's look at another point. Next slide. So yeah, we have creating and nurturing developer communities. So how do you as a developer relation engineer, how do you create and nurture a developer community? So I wrote down and said creating developer communities involves establishing platform or spaces where developers can connect. Very important. So nurturing community means actively fostering engagement and collaborating among developers, which is very good. So this is you as a developer relation engineer. I told you when you start building these communities, you need to create spaces where developers can connect. Let me tell you one secret. Every developer wants to meet a fellow developer. Like this feeling like, okay, maybe because networking in this field is very important. Someone might just, instead of, if I'm working with a company now and we need a junior developer, before, and I have the power, before I they send out the application out, I can be like, oh, I have someone that is free and can do this job, which is very important. So every developer is always looking out for to connect, most especially a growing developers. I can't say about people that are already up there and the likes, but you growing as a developer, so you are always looking out. So you as a developer relation engineer, you now creating a space where these developers can connect is very important. Like imagine creating a space where you just have developers and you are creating events for them. They can meet each other. There's no better way you can have a very big ecosystem than that. So it's very important. So so like this picture says, it said developer community managers lead the growth and nurturing of developer community around your products and services of your company. So yeah, it's still trying to talk about like your role as also as a community manager because you start managing these communities as it grows and it makes your products get more visibilities your the product and services of the company you're working with. So so we are looking at engaging with developers online and offline. This is a very important point. It is very, very important. Like I said it as it was around 2017 that this whole profession started coming to light. Before, companies don't usually use a developer relation engineer. In fact, not many people even know about this field up to now, but people are already jumping into it all because they've seen the importance of this role. This role is there's so many companies that have crashed. I won't say crashed, but they've went from 100 to zero because they got frustrated by lack of audience. And that's because they felt like, oh, because they are developers, they have beauty products and they can begin to sell. It's totally different. You building a product is totally different from now getting this audience. So they need you to make their product visible. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you engage with developers online and offline? I think we spoke a little about this yesterday. We talked about conferences, about you create events, you create conferences, you attend conferences. When you attend these conferences, my conference might actually be for a different for developers, maybe a different company is creating a conference for developer about their product. You yourself, you attend. When you attend, you meet, you see developers hanging out, talking. You walk up to them, reach out to them. Oh, hello. My name is Dis and I'm a developer relation engineer. And I would like to speak to you guys for a minute or two. And I'm definitely sure they will give you the audience. So you pitch your product, you get their contact, and you can even be like, oh, can I add it to my community? Can I add it to my maybe weekly emails, stuff like that? And they wouldn't mind. For real. This is how you engage with them online. You meet them. Developers are everywhere. Like I said, we have about 27. That's just an estimate. About 27 million developers. So an average Nigerian self is into tech. So so you meet people and you reach out to them, tell them about what you do. That's online. You tell them you like to add them to your ecosystem and stuff like that. And so I wrote down here, I said, online engagement includes activities on forums, social media, webinars, and more. Then I also said it involves person events like conferences, meetups, and hackathons. So these are what you would do. It doesn't, you don't just, in fact, you need to start doing it right now. You need to start building this community. So by the time a company reach out to you, in fact, most certainly they'll reach out to you because they've seen you have a community already on ground, or they'll reach out to you for you to build a community for them that way. So it's something that you can start building and have a niche of what you want to start talking about. Maybe you want to start talking about fintechs and you have a style. Like I said yesterday, you must have a style on how you want your product, your content to look like. So it's something that you can start doing already and you start, you know, building this ecosystem. So still on online meetings, so it's through forums. You need to attend forums, maybe at least maybe once in a month. And when you go for this forum, make it count. You meet a lot of people, you get their contacts, you tell them about what you do currently. Then I also said conferences, hackathons. Hackathons are everywhere right now. You can even join all these bootcamps for the sake of meeting people. You have your aim, you have what you are driving at. You know what you are trying to achieve. So you attend these hackathons because you want to meet people. You get the moment people see that you have this content, I can say, I mean, like I've been saying, the moment people just acknowledge acknowledge your product, they see that you your content is valid, then you feel like a go-to whenever they need to. I have this YouTube video content channel that people would tell this guy, please, can you do a video on a particular skill, not a skill, a tool. Now, this school tool, people have made millions millions of videos on it. But because they know how this person can teach, that teach is subjective. They know how this person presents their work with maybe demos and tutorials and blah blah. So they'll tell this person, please, you are the best tutor, are the best, because the best content. Please, can you write a content or can you do a video on how to use mapping, for instance? Do you understand? Which is very important. So, okay, so this developer advocacy is very important. I spoke a little about it yesterday. It's something that is a big deal. So I said developer advocacy is about championing developers and their needs within your organization. Like I said, your work as a developer relation engineer is you're trying to meet the needs of this developer. So I feel like this explanation says it all. Developer advocacy is about championing developers and their needs, like your top priorities. Priorities is meeting the needs of these developers. Because unless your company is doing something else or doing a different services, for maybe people that paint. Well, I'm definitely sure this is a tech class. So your products are for these tech guys, developers. You want them to use your products. You want to make money for your company. So you need to champion them because they are the ones using it. They are the ones that like now there's a new payment application, not application, company that just came out. You might not know it. Bunny. Bunny is a new. We are currently implementing it in in my company. Bunny payment. So now Bunny is it's not out there yet. Many people don't even know about Bunny. But then their product is nice. Their developer relation engineer pitched their product well to us. And because we're also growing, they're also growing. So we collaborated together. So now we've implemented their payments platform on our page, on our software. Now, when people um, visit our platform, our products, they see Bunny as an option for making payment. They get, and if it's Swift, they begin to recommend, oh guy, hey, this new product, oh, have you heard of Bunny? Try it out. It makes sense, like Swift. That was the same way all of us know Money Point and OP now. It's true recommendation. Guy, OP is the best. If I send you money now, you go see them like ASAP. Do you understand? This is how it works. Recommendation and collaboration. So it's championing their needs. Championing their needs. Developers want their work to be easy and swift and fast. We detect lagging. The moment I'm trying to use a tool and it's lagging, trying to use a tool and it's frustrating and it's not giving you the what you expect, you just move on. So I said advocacy involves advocating for developers internally and externally, obviously. So you are speaking for them internally because you are, like I said, where you are working with developers. The people you are trying to reach, they are also developers. So in this picture I had, it says we have three pillars of developer advocacy. So we have under community, we have we've talked about organizing events, doing live streams. And in fact, I think I can even say a developer relation engineer can, because it's something that we did when we're trying to get our product out there. We did a live stream on Instagram where we did a giveaway on people first 20 no, not the first 20. We don't get that kind of money. We did a giveaway that okay, people that the first 20 out of the first 20 that go to our platform and register, just to register, that will pick a random person from them and we'll give them 25K. So I feel like it's something that you can do to promote your product. Something I can do to promote your product and get people to use your product. Everybody's looking for money in this country. Everybody they find money. So when people see, oh, there's something to gain, you have your end product. Your company have their goals for the month or for the week or for the year. So for you to get those engagements, you can be like, oh, this. Like I said, you're working with marketing team, you're working with product team. You're working with everybody. Because you're like the communication bridge. You're the one that knows what everybody needs. You know what how the product people feel, how the developers feel. But like I said, your priorities are developers because they're the ones that will use your products. I just gave that instance about um, my own place. So I said the third one says Discord and Slack community. See, this is very important. Can I even avoid Discord for now? But you see Slack, that Slack community is very important. Most developers, when they are programming, Slack is open. Okay, me for instance, if I'm coding like this, I have a separate page on Slack open because I know maybe I'll get stuck in something and I'd like to read about. Okay, so I'm on Slack always checking, please, why am I getting this error? why, how to use this, what are the other ways to use this? Do you get? So Slack is a community where developers are using always, always. I didn't use Discord like that, but I know Slack is everybody. So Discord now is out there. You make use of it. Your aim is to get as many audience as possible. Yeah, I've talked about this on, so talking to users to get feedback, which is very important. So under content, talked about writing blogs, making videos, recording podcasts, and giving conferences, talks, and workshops. Then products. Then talked about um like I said, that one is just basically about documentation. If you go out there, all this, if you go to type React now, when you click on React, you see a drop down where they will tell you to read the documentation. So your work is also to write documentation about the product. So you can see code examples, how to start. Maybe like React, you have to tell you for you to start React, you have to use npm and something, something, something. So starters is how tell them, don't assume anything. Tell them how to go about it. Don't assume, oh, this person will know how to start. No. Even if you have to click on VS Code, when VS Code has opened, do this, like give them a breakdown. Don't assume like they have a knowledge, most especially if your product and service is about junior developers. Then also you working on integration. So I think I mentioned this yesterday. I said even when a product is released, developers are still working on it, working on adding more features and stuff like that. So you must know how to communicate all these integrations to your audience. Then the fourth one says developing the overall developer improving the overall developer experience. So when everything you've been doing are correct, obviously you improve this experience when you fix bugs and you improve the experience. So let's move to the next slide. So the slide says becoming an advocate for developer needs. So if you look at this flow diagram, this is very important. You see that let's check from here. Let's check from this part. I don't know if you can see my mouse. This part that says developer advocates educate developer on service updates. Then we go to developer see attractive new features they want to try. So after this, when developers see this feature is attractive and they want to try it out on their work, on their products also, then you can see the more developers adopt the service, then your community grows. You get. Now, also, let me show you this. Then this other box says developers that haven't adopted yet see the satisfaction of developers. Wow. So this one is also linked to this one. So when more developers adopt the service, obviously, those ones that are yet to use it, they see the satisfaction of others, then they also want to jump in. Then when this is done properly, then we go to service adoption, and people are using your product, your service. Do you get? Then let me show you something else. Okay, look at this one also. So when this is done well, they say developers are satisfied. So when they are satisfied, a developer advocate, that is you, gathers developer satisfaction. That is true feedback, true testimonies. Then when you gather this satisfaction, then let me check a message. Okay, someone dropped a message. He said, when you said you check Slack a lot while you work, Did you mean messages slash updates from developers or other? Yeah, both. People go there. Slack, I don't know if you used Slack before. People post on Slack. People post solutions on Slack on how to use a tool. Do you get? So developers, developers also help other developers. I'm like, oh guys, for those having issues with this error, this is how to solve this error. Do you understand? Also, as a developer relation engineer too, you go there and let me share this message again. You go there to write about your your service too, your integration or your updates, the like. So you after you gather the satisfaction through testimonials and reviews and the likes, so you amplify it. Because you know what it means now. You package it well. So when you package it well, then you go back to this one. Those that are yet to use your product, they see the satisfaction of others. And obviously, when they see that, they adopt, more people adopt your product. Now, let's look at also when you do it wrong. So when developers are not okay, when they are dissatisfied by something, this is what happens when they are not satisfied by something. Then they said developer advocate educates service team on external developer needs. You guys probably you release a service out there now and like getting feedback like, oh, this thing is having bugs, this is having issues. Obviously, don't just ignore them. Respond to them as you get across your team to solve the issue. So you, as a developer relation engineer, you reach out back to your service team and you reach out to them on feedback you are getting. Also, if if they are not happy about service on RAMs, you also guide you also guide service on RAM development. So your work is just you're trying to make them happy. So you might end up being involved with so many things in your company, the product side, the marketing side, and so many aspects of your company, just because you want to make your developers happy. So yeah, so let's look at this is what I wrote down. I said understanding developer needs require active listening and empathy. I spoke about empathy yesterday. So you know, if you are someone that gets angry, if you are someone that gets angry or you lack patience, it might be really difficult for you to communicate with developers. So you must be able to listen and be open to critics. So you must have empathy. I feel like empathy is very important in this field. Because the way someone with empathy will communicate, like the way we when we're in school, then if there's certain teacher that if they should teach you the way they want to break it down, they want you to know it. It's different from someone that just randomly just bring outline and just wants to teach and get paid. So there are two different things. So you must, if you don't have empathy now, maybe you have to build empathy and try to really know that it's not about you. It's not about if your content is great or not. It's about the audience, about these people that are reading your content. Are you communicating with them and do they enjoy reading your blog or your content or whatever? So let's look at so yeah, it says providing constructive feedback to product team. I may mention that your work still involves you reaching out to product teams because product teams, maybe the product manager or the likes, they are the ones cracking their head on the flow of a product. Let me give an example. My company right now, when we gave out our service, our product for review, So people complain about the flow of our products. They said the flow is like it's kind of difficult to comprehend. Let me tell you about escrow since we are even here. Escrow is a service, is a product that you serve as intermediary between two people that want to make payments. So if you want to buy a bag from someone in let's say someone in UK, but you have trust issues. So you reach out to escrow. So and both of you agree to use a third party. So escrow is a third party where you both agree that okay, you trust escrow because escrow is in collaboration with banks that you trust. So you send your money to escrow, the person buying the product to escrow. So when you receive the product from the seller and you have checked that, oh, this product is what I ordered and what I want, then there are, on the product, there are places where you click and show that you're happy with it, then escrow now release the money to the buyer. So now the way the flow of the program works is that before it was only the buyer that can, only the seller that can initiate a transaction. So the person that was supposed to send a message here, oh, it said I should this class is supposed to be for 2 hours, but I'm not sure we'll use up to 2 hours because I have something to do by 3:30. I'm sorry about that, but this class will soon end. So please, if you want to send me a personal message, I'll prefer you send it to probably my WhatsApp. That is, if you want a personal message that don't want others to see. Okay, so where am I? So like I was telling you about that. So now we have to change the flow of our products. But someone gave us a feedback and said it shouldn't be only the seller that can initiate a transaction. It should be both ways. So we have to add new features and blah blah blah. So that's just how you provide feedback to your product teams. Okay, I have another message. I don't know if it's supposed to be able to see. If someone said, how does the company make profits? Okay, for now, okay, of course you have to make money, but for now, because we're trying to gain publicity, so when you keep your money with escrow, we are not charging any amount. But as time goes on, obviously there'll be a certain percentage from the money you are keeping with us that will take. So let's say, for instance, you want to buy a bag of 5K now, escrow might be taking 0.02. So that means you have to deposit maybe 5,020 naira. That's for instance. So for every transaction that you are making using escrow for, you have to get paid for keeping your money and for easing your stress so you're not having issues with someone taking your money and running away. So this is just about how you get feedback from the product teams, and developers have to make adjustment or improve or integrate it and add together with it. I have another message. Okay, so so I said providing constructive feedback means offering valuable insight and suggestions for product improvement. I think I've explained that. Then it's crucial role in therefore to ensure that products meet developers' requirements. So I think I've explained that. So it's very important to provide this feedback to the product teams. So product teams, they might not really be developers. Obviously, they know the knowledge about how the coding works. Let's say, for instance, a product manager. A product manager thinks, brainstorm about a product that he wants to produce to solve a problem, and he analyzes the flow on how it will go. Then they bring developer, or this is what you want to code. Do you understand? So there's always a product team. So if the audience are having issue with the product, you can relate back to them and say, oh, this, this is this is these are feedbacks from people you are trying to make them to use your product. So I think it will be better for us to add this or to remove this and the likes. So let's look at let's look at influencing product development. Okay, I think I've used title, we won't talk about this. So you as a developer relation engineer, you also have the power to influence the product development. They said a dev professional often have a direct impact on product features and improvement. They serve as a conduit for valuable feedback from developer community. So the first point says that they have a direct impact, obviously, because you are the bridge. You can come and say, no, this thing doesn't make sense like this. Why not? Let's add this feature. Even though sometimes developers are always angry with people like that, people like you people, because you guys just have this nice, beautiful ideas, but then you don't even know how complicated it is to turn that idea into code. So it's always frustrating for a developer, but then it's still good. You always get it done. So you can have a direct impact on features. I think it will get more people to use your products, and you can have impact. So more people can get to use your product because of what you have advised. So you are directly or indirectly working with product teams. Yeah, you're indirectly working with them. So let's look at another point. Okay, that's the last slide. Okay, let me just since that's the last slide. Let me just speak a little. So let me see if I have anything I'm not so far. So we'll still go to the phase where we'll do a class where we'll do on how to write the content on a product. Maybe you can even use my company's products as if it was assignment or a testing medium or a kind of practical medium. But then the point is that product developer relations engineer, your work is so nice that it's it's is it will determine whether people use a product or not. So it can go wrong and go bad. Even when it goes wrong, you have the power to make it right by, you know, like we said here, giving constructive feedback to the product teams and the like. But always remember that your main priority is to meet the needs of developers. Meet the needs of developers. That's your main priority. When I say meet the needs of developers, if let's say you're working with Banning now, I told you that my company just implemented Banning as a payment platform for what we are doing. So let's say you're working with Banning now, and and people that have been using Banning are complaining. But obviously, we had complaints too when I started using Banning. We had complaints. In fact, we had to reach out to their customer service. They had to the extent that we are so frustrated that, and we are already implementing Flutterwave. We wanted to have two payment structure platform. So I was having bugs implementing the Bunny because this thing, their documentation was vague, like it was not direct, to be honest. And the reason why we're using that ban itself is because of okay, we didn't get approval from Paystack. So we had to settle down to Bunny. So my point is that they need to really work on their documentation because at a point we had to reach out to their customer service. Then they now give us the person that built the banning itself, the programmer. So it's not the programmer that came and solved the issue we're having. So it's like that. Can you imagine? So imagine me trying to review gives a developer a review about banning, unless I want to be dishonest. I'll be like, omo, it dey work now, but team may give me wahala small. Do you get so that kind of review that okay, it's working. Obviously, you have implemented it, it's working, but before their blog, their documentation was not direct. So that is how it is. So it's very important for you to being to communicate your product to the developers. I'm not sure Bani has a developer relation engineer. I'm not sure. I think it's just a random content creator that created the site. Even though there were snippets, but then it was difficult to really understand. So we have come to the end of this class. I need to plan a class to take up to that. Yes. So, so today we have talked about audience identification, community building, advocacy, and feedback. So please, if you have any question, this is the time for you to um, to ask them. So please, if you have any question, you can just signify, and so we can wrap up the class.
Hi, Mr. Diwali. Thank you so much for the decision. I do not have question actually, but I would like to ask the name, like wrote down the name of the service or the name of the company, Bani. I don't really got the name really. And also the app to make the voiceover when we want to create something like tutorial and make a voiceover like without showing our face, you know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the name of the company is Bani Payment. You can look it up on Google to bring it down for you. Bani, Bani. So when I said we are implementing Bani into escrow. Escrow is ECRO, no ESCR escrow. So you said about your question was, can you come again with your question?
Okay. It's about the application to make the voiceover.
Okay, yeah. I have them. I'll share with you guys. I'll share the name. I'll check my desktop. You're on my desktop because I use them for some things. So I'll share you the applications where you can help you to even build confidence and maybe doing voiceover. The way it works is like this. Maybe you have content now. You have content that you have written down, and you want to the way people the way as the users are reading your content, you want them to listen to what you have to say. So you can I'll share the app with you, the name of the app. You can download, and if you have any issues with downloading them or installing, I can as well help you with installing them. So when you do that, you'll be able to speak underneath your content. It's your voice. Your voice might be so catchy. Maybe you have a very magic voice. Uh, my, the moment developers hear you speak, they just get stuck and they get to understand. So you never know you have so much power like that. So that's how it was. I'm going to share the name of the app with you guys. So I
Okay.
think Donnie has a question as well.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess we have to end the class now. Donnie, can you ask your question
It's next
after
class.
Donnie? Hello?
No, I'm asking, are you saying next class or no?
No, you can drop it in the channel. I'm seeing that they said
Okay,
they
all
want
right.
to have a meeting, yeah. So I can answer
Okay.
them. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining this class. See you guys next week.
Okay, no problem. Bye.